Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Wherever you find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world we live in, we welcome you to another session of Chronicles of Darkness, Vampire the Requiem, Requiem for London. Tonight we find ourselves in, at least for Kindred standards, quite frequently frequented bar known as the Hammerhead, the haunt of motorcycle clubs, rockers, the old punks, and just people who want to listen to some good hard beats, have a nice time, get a bit of drunk, maybe occasionally have a bit of a brawler. But tonight, thankfully, it's a little more quiet. So, inside the bar, already asked to meet him there, is one Marcus Irons, who, after all the trials and tribulations, is frankly just looking forward to a nice evening of a bit of peace, quiet, the odd drink, maybe a nice smoke, and with a talk with the person he considers a friend. Not just any old person, but another kindred that we know well. It's one Julian T. Goodman. And with that, I hand over the reins and go at it, sir.
Julian will excuse me. Begin kind of weaving through the people and tables to get to Mr. Irons. He looks a little anxious, not or more alert as he sits down.
Ah, Julian, glad you can make it.
Ah, glad to be here. As his eyes kind of shift from side to side, kind of looking at people.
Yeah, I know. It isn't quite as busy as it normally is, but don't worry, those are regulars. That there. And Marcus waves at some of the bikers that have noticed him in the corner. Say, hey, Frank, Mike. Yeah, he's with me. He's cool. He's cool as he's pointing to Julian. Yeah, I might talk with you a little later. Sorry, got some business to take care of. They just nod, go back, and are animatedly talking. As I was about to say, those fellas from Thor's MC, they're cool. They're cool. I've got rapport with them.
All right.
So
Yeah.
don't worry. They won't be starting any fights with you anytime soon.
Yeah, Goodman relax a little bit with that confirmation and just kind of responds, haven't had the best time in areas like this before.
Understandable, but yeah, what should I say? Some of those folks have got a similar background to me, birds of a feather and all that.
No, I get it. So as long as the right is rain, we'll be fine.
They are, and they're not even 1%ers. They're just good folks who want to have some fun and not be told constantly by everyone what to do. I can appreciate that.
So, how did his little interrogation go?
Uh, Better than expected, less extreme than expected. Although I have to say, I had to bite my tongue a few times.
No, so,
And sorry,
no.
and I like you, mate. But if you don't mind, I'll be happy to give you a more detailed rundown another night. Tonight, I just want some peace and quiet. You know, just some light-hearted stuff if possible. I'll talk to you about it another night.
No, no
Promise.
problem. You don't have to go into details this night or another night. Yeah, you still got your arms and legs, so
Yeah. I to quote the prince, I am not considered any threat to the domain. Thus, my current status will be upheld. Okay, I'm still welcome in the city.
yeah.
And
Good.
apparently, my existence amuses the prince. Did it queed?
Yeah, shouldn't be talking like that. He might have a spy somewhere. Though his tone comes off a bit more sarcastic.
Yeah, but yeah, what is it? The walls have ears and the hill have eyes. If you're not careful.
So it should be by next month's end. I'll be able to release a new product on the market.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, it's going to help with the little drug epidemic, help with people weaning off and other just unfortunate addictive behaviors.
You know what? I don't give much of a damn what the Archon says. I think you're more philanthropic than most people give you credit for.
Oddly enough, they probably see me as a suit.
Well, you know what they say about doing good things. Sometimes it's more about doing it than being seen.
Yeah. So I'm just hoping though all the things we've done has gone well. That this will really help some of the people out in the city and just in the world in general. If we can even go further out.
Hey, anyone who can be weaned off drugs, uh, especially the really, really hard and addictive ones. I'm not talking about a little loco weed here. Is is a good deed done? Is a person saved? And in my books, that's a good thing. So
It's funny that you bring up that stuff. In one of our board meetings, we were debating whether or not we should go in that kind of market. But yeah, still doesn't have the best public image, though. My father honestly would not be completely against it. He was more full old fashioned with his remedies.
mm, he didn't eschew some good old fashioned folk remedies.
No, we try to promote it the best we can, but it's easier, or at least, no, I guess that's the real word to use. It's easier to show more conventional methods, but we try to use more folkloric means to make it happen.
Mm, mm. That's actually pretty good.
Surprisingly enough, it's worked out. The main thing right now is to try to maintain and grow.
That's why I'm more than willing to help you out with stuff and offer you what I have offered.
And give him a nod to that.
It's because I actually trust you not to go completely crazy with the shit and completely overdo it and harm a lot of people in the process. There aren't that many kindred that I could say that with confidence.
Yeah. He kind of quirks his head for a moment and actually kind of gets lost in thought for a moment, kind of thinking about your statement. Possibly. I don't know why I'm losing her name.
Natalia?
Yes, Natalia. Oh, I don't know exactly what she does. I assume she's maybe into fashion or something.
Could be. Hmm.
She wouldn't feel out of place here. I've seen her in some more punkish clothes before.
Hmm. Then again, her whole comments about having T-shirts designed and wanting that people wear them. I've got the feeling that is more than just a prank. Hmm.
Yeah.
It would at least fit with her MO.
It's not like these are made out of, those shirts are made out of anything special, but you do have a point.
Just wanted to say that's something I could see a clothes designer obsessing about, even if they're going for sort of trash punk chic.
And what? I'll see. He seems, well, let's just, no, I wouldn't even say passionate. Devoted might be a better word. So, Baneforth is passionate, and honestly, he seems to be devoted to what he does.
It didn't strike me that he did what he did with malice. Maybe a little zealous at times. I mean, it was probably also my fault just caving in right there and then. But yeah, so my yeah. Anyway, as far as I can remember, he didn't mistreat me, so that's okay. Although, frankly, I think he should get himself a badge or something, maybe some sign of office. Then he doesn't have to say that he has to put his Archon hat on. Quite frankly, I had to stop myself from laughing right there and then.
And let's see. Yeah, I don't think you have any reason to distrust Nikolai.
It's not even his fault. Maquette just creeped me out.
Out of character. We're creepy and you know it.
Out of character, Maquette are totally creepy and we know it.
Surprisingly, even more creepy than Nosferatu's.
It's a different kind of creepy. But back to
Yeah. Where are you guys?
The Hammerhead Bar in
All
Ordo territory. It is one of those dive bars that Nikolai has frequented as well.
Okay.
With the barkeep John and a room for poker in the back.
Oh, that place.
Today
Right.
it's a bit more lively. There are a bit more bikers around. Thor's MC. They seem to be having a good time. Some metalheads, the odd punk.
Right. So, perfect time for Nikolai to walk in.
Absolutely.
All right. So that's just what he'll do. Nikolai will walk in. He's in regular street clothes. Nothing fancy. Nothing outrageous. No goth punk. No leather biker. Just normal, everyday, plain clothing.
Some of the rougher bikers sort of look at you for a moment, like properly scan you up and down, and then they return back to their beers.
Nikolai will look at each of them, take out a small notebook, and jot something down. Then walk over towards where you guys are.
And yes, he'll overhear. It's not even his fault. Maquette just creeped the fuck out of me.
Yes, we are quite yes, we are quite creepy.
Speak to the devil and he appears.
Oh, for fuck's sake! It's shit like this that just puts me on goddamn edge. Seriously, have you been following me again?
And Nikolai has the smile on this, and he's like, then he blinks and goes, "When have I followed you before?"
It's exactly that kind of shit that puts me on edge. I just really don't like it.
I do not make a profession of babysitting you.
I better hope so.
I've got better things to do than follow around the Hobo King.
Yeah, sure, whatever, Poindexter. Anyway, what are you doing here?
Making records.
Like documents or music?
Documenting something.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question for you, Nikolai. Because I'm always curious for people in our positions. What do you do for a living?
This and that. Lil looks around and goes, nothing I can talk about in public, at least legally.
I've got a vague idea, but I'll not put you on the spot.
I'm in procure. Let's just say I'm in procure. I procure objects for certain clientele.
So you're in logistics.
Yes.
One could say that.
Let's go with that.
But hey, a kindred's
portable.
But hey, a kindred's gonna do what a kindred's gonna do. Who am I to judge?
No judgment. Especially for people from his family. That's an easy thing to do.
Anyway, Nikolai, can I buy you a drink?
That would be lovely.
What would you like?
Whatever's on tap. Can't really taste it anyways.
I'll get you the evening special. And he stands up. Marcus stands up and walks over to the bar key, chats, hands over some money, and waits for a drink to be pulled and made ready.
I'm surprised to see you out and walking about.
Nothing serious. Just people throwing out words until he actually becomes a problem, which he has already proven twice over that he's an ass to the city. He'll be fine.
Mostly. How are you, Mr. Goodman?
Well, you'll see something going through London by next month. Probably mid.
Oh, your little cure-all. Medicine.
It is. It helps people maintain and hopefully wean themselves off when it comes to particular drugs. Especially since we've had this outbreak, I thought it'd be a good thing to invest in. Because not only can this help us locally, this could go off to maybe help people throughout the whole country.
I would love to get a look at this drug you mentioned before.
Yeah.
Wouldn't we all, as Marcus comes back and places the house's a nice glass of cider in front of him. West Country cider, the best that he had on tap. There you go.
Mm. Whatever the Russian word for thank you is.
Marcus answers that in heavily accented Russian back, like "You're welcome."
Hmm. But other than that, though, we have been deciding whether or not we might want to fuse with another company. But that might be really more up to debate if the new drug on the market doesn't do too well.
Now, would this be a profitable merger for you, or one you do not seek?
I don't necessarily would want to do it, but it'll keep the lights on and people still working. That's what really matters. But for what little, let's just say, quote unquote, integrity we have, if we were to join with this particular company, might as well be nothing.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't hear. My thing cut out.
Julia said if he would merge with this other company, said what little integrity that we have left would be gone if we did.
Let's see. Well then,
So,
clearly, what you need to look at is a hostile takeover. If the merger becomes more likely.
I am already spending enough time trying to gain control of the board right now, which is going fine for now, but I don't even want to try to think about controlling entity that I'm not even intimate with when it comes to the knowledge of the people.
Yeah. Plus, the whole thing is you don't know if the whole board of members of the company that they're suggesting you to merger with is, your run-of-the-mill fellows, or if there might not be certain special interest groups involved. And he rubs his nose in a in a not so in a rather obvious way.
Oh, this is true.
I would really appreciate it if they weren't in any capacity. I haven't thought about if they could possibly be involving special groups. And I don't want to start now thinking about that, because once I start thinking about that, I'll be looking behind every nook and cranny thinking that somebody special is around.
Well, I have heard of ways of path, certain skills and disciplines that rumored to be accessible by your family that could help with that. A way to mark your boundaries, as it were. But that is just some rumors I've heard. Yeah?
There's things you can do with certain pheromones and animals to keep people out or make people feel comfortable, but this is less of a physical territory thing and more of a financial thing.
Let's see.
and I wouldn't really want to do that around a bunch of people. It's already bad enough against there are people like us against people, unless I could supposedly indoctrinate them, they would feel highly uncomfortable. That really should be only meant for more private areas. But it is a way to keep people out and mark your territory. Is anybody talking? Sorry.
No.
Okay, just want to make sure my mic's acting up.
But yeah. Anyway, at least tonight everything has been nice and quiet. Quite happy for it. But yeah, turns out I'm still not on the shit list, so that's good.
No, Nikolai, have you thought about joining any of the branches yet?
Not particularly. I mean, I imagine my skills would be best suited for either the Dying Light or the Mysteries. But I am not sure where I would best align. Yeah?
No, it's
Reasonable.
It should really depend, not necessarily where your skills are, but where you want to go. You could eventually develop the skills. We have the time.
This is true. But I've had my fill of the military.
That's just food for thought to ask Mr. Irons that a few weeks ago. But as I also told him, it's not like you need to be that entrenched with the Ordo.
This is true.
I mean, to be fair, with everything that is in the process of coming to light in the last few months and so on, I think my best position is just to stay put, work on my little pet projects, have that going, see how things develop, and hopefully at some point enough grass grows about the whole thing so that I can start thinking of pursuing one of the 3 branches.
I see.
But at this point, I don't want to be, how should I say, typecast?
Yeah. I would say originally I was trying to join the Dying Light, but with the things that have been happening and just the skills that I have built up over the years, it would be misplaced to be part of the Dying Light.
It is not your skills, it is what you desire. Is that not what you just said to me, Ja?
You're right. And small, well, kind of grin on his face.
Gotcha there, mate.
I've made my decision, and I do feel that being the axe will give me more opportunity to understand my particular road. And even before I made that decision, I had a few training seminars with a particular member of the Axe, and he was on the same road as I was. Being more entrenched with more people like that would do me much good.
It would seem your path is set.
Indeed.
Well, I am going the same way as Marcus, I believe. Build up my reputation first within the Ordo before I choose, would you say, a school of thought?
Yeah, I would say that's a good metaphor. Yeah. Plus, I thought it might also be a bit smarter for somebody of my level of experience to finish figuring some things out. Well, at least my studies and pet projects have been going reasonably well.
Good.
Yeah. If all goes well, I might ask for a testing next month. Also to get some official ranking. That might give me a little bit more prestige, at least around our fellows.
I see. Well, I wish you the best of luck on that.
Were you working on Scalius?
I
Congratulations. I myself have not had the opportunity to begin work. Mainly because the GM hasn't responded to my inquiries. Once I will get stuff set up further, I have some ideas on experiments I would like to run. One of them, I believe, will require the what we're calling our little buddy. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Now, I've not even asked what we've done with that particular tick problem. I'm assuming it's at least been secured by now.
I've taken the liberty of visiting the site once or twice. Everything seemed to be okay.
Well, as far as I'm really gonna say right now, I'll let the Dying Light deal with it.
Yeah, I only had to pay my respects to an ancestor of mine.
I just really hope that we do have territory on it and claim to it that nobody else gets a little, let's say, jealous about it and might want to poke their heads in it.
I mean, I offered my help to make the place less penetrable, but they said they were fine. They said they had it under control, and I'm not going to stick my nose any further into it until construction is finished.
I believe the one to say that it's just, the doctor did tell her friend about our little incident.
Now that is worrisome to me. Just because, well, we are what we are, and we do best when we don't. When we keep things at a. damn it, what's the term again? Seriously. You could think I'm slowly going senile. Anyway, what I meant to say is I don't like to talk about Ordo stuff when we're in mixed company in non-Ordo. But some people seem to be very liberal about that.
That's unfortunately, or maybe it is fortunate, that's our judgment to make. We just hope it doesn't come to bite us. But as far as I could say, it hasn't. So.
Via Morkan. You get that she has the desire to remain loyal to her coterie, yes? But I must agree that there must be some boundaries.
After all, I don't walk up to a member of the Lancea et Sanctum and start quizzing them about, what kind of shenanigans are you guys up to? I heard some rumor about this and that. Could you explain further? You just don't do that.
He is her friend, so they will talk. But you shouldn't speak ill about our members. So, like I said, nothing has went wrong yet. Just concerned.
That's what I'm trying to say at the end. It just concerns me a bit. And yes, I know it's rich coming from the blabbermouth, but hey, I guess I guess sometimes you need to be one to know one.
Yeah. And let's see. Has there been any more information about Alcide's little project involving that unfortunate passing?
I haven't received any further information so far, so can't help you there.
I hope him the best of luck and all his compatriots. You're still helping him, right, Nikolai?
Perhaps.
Hmm?
Perhaps. We'll go to the whatever meeting he offers and see what he has to say, yeah? I have not made my judgment just yet.
I think you'd want to do it just for, I guess for the entertainment of it all and the new experiences.
It will be interesting to witness and learn about. But sticking my head too deep into Invictus business may not be that wise, yeah?
Duh.
Time will tell.
That's true. But yeah, I don't see any point why we should be running after that. Especially if they come to us cap in hand and asking for our help. I just can't remember hearing the last time that an elder actually did bother to look around where one of the younglings got culled.
They do not. They desire not.
As far as Baneforth and the Harpy we're talking about, I was making the Order look bad being mercenary, which I still agree. I still believe in my point. I never felt that the Ordo has never not been mercenary. There might be a few areas in the Cringe where they're more aligned with particular groups, but I've always felt that the Ordo's main appeal should be to anyone is we try to be third party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I am helping out. If I help out, it is mainly to see what it, what is actually happening. The last thing we need is the Invictus having another reason to go full ride on the Carthians.
Agreed. Agreed. It's a tenuous piece, to say the least.
I did not even think about that, but it's true. The conflict has been getting more heated, and this would be a great excuse to blame them.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, if it's an external threat, I'm more than happy to jump in and help as good as I can. It just makes sense. But yeah, you have to be careful when getting involved in possible inner covenant squabbles.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Well, if you do go, Nikolai, just be careful.
Of course.
Hmm. Yeah.
When am I not careful? I'll let others do the punchy, shooty, shooty. Yeah?
Don't forget the stabby stabby.
Well, yes, the stubby, stubby, of course. Can never forget the stubby, stubby.
Goodwin tries his best not to roll his eyes at the baby talk.
I'm just trying to take it nice and light, folks.
Well, I get it.
If you take yourself serious all the time, it's not a healthy place to be.
That's what my sister keeps telling me.
Who knows? Maybe you should listen to your sister.
Why would I want to start now?
Then again, yeah, it is hard to teach an old dog new tricks. No insult meant.
Not like she doesn't have a point, it's just not directly in my nature.
Hmm.
I forget. Is your sister aware of your condition?
She's not.
Hmm. That will eventually, I'm sure, be an interesting problem to deal with. Duh.
It will be whenever that time might arrive. I Me and my father never wanted her to be part of the fold. We wanted to give her a chance to live a regular life. And even if she did, that would technically mean the end of the Goodman legacy. It would just be me and her.
Duh. Well, at least we know the Iron's legacy will go on.
Marcus just sits there very still, saying nothing.
I myself have no legacy to speak of. My wife, I lost contact with her when I originally traveled to Berlin. She moved on shortly after, I believe.
Wow.
He
That
gives a
must
small shrug.
have been difficult.
Very much in the past, however. I was in. I was head deep with Bianca by the time I realized how many years had passed. And by the time I had a chance to travel back to Russia, it had, she was long gone.
For what it's worth, my condolences.
Gives a small shrug.
I wouldn't know what to do if I knew my real family. If I was like this, it would be. I wouldn't want to leave them behind, but I wouldn't necessarily want to put them in the fray either. But it's one of those things you have to quickly figure out, or you could cause calamity.
It's not an easy decision, one way or another. And beware, there are moments where you will feel weak and you will want to go against the decision you took. Think carefully when you feel like that. I don't tell you yes, I don't tell you no. I just caution you. Think carefully about it.
For now, though, since things are going well for, I guess, me and the company, she'll be fine, though. I won't deny my sire was making this somewhat of a test for me. If I could control and just control the company, she would use herself to be, let's just say, in charge, using a dummy or using my sister. Oh, she's more practical than I am, but I know she would be not only disappointed in me, but disappointed in the decision in itself. But she'd still be willing to do it.
Please, continue.
No. I found myself, how do you say it, in a situation that to become what I am, I long ago abandoned what I was, Joe.
And how did it make you feel?
Drugs. But at the time, fairly good. But Vitae addiction will do that for you.
Not that you have to tell me that twice, but they know it, that I hear it regularly.
Hearing it and experiencing it, however, are two very different things.
That's true.
And, well, I talk about the negatives. My eyes, at the same time, it gave me a chance to learn, to open my eyes to things I never knew existed. Like the local nightlife.
Sorry. The phrasing amused me.
Julian looks at a watch on his wrist. I should begin heading out. I'm sure that there's all types of paperwork for me to do, or emails to check. So I should get right on it.
Haven't you got a personal assistant for that?
I do not. So,
We'll have to change that in the near future.
that probably is something I should invest in. I trust my staff, I really do, but there's some things you just can't do.
True. And there is something to be said to having competent help around.
Indeed. Good day to you, gentlemen.
Good evening, and best of luck.
Boy, we should get going as well, I guess.
We should.
I'm not going to be finding my bodyguard just sitting around. Yeah.
Ah. I see you.
And
Would
he
you
gives
like
you,
some? Would you like, let's just say, a bit of an expert opinion on the matter?
Sure.
And unless there is anything else that the players want to say or do, we shall leave the scene with Marcus and, beg your pardon, with Nikolai and Marcus paying up, leaving the bar, and them talking calmly but collectedly amongst each other about possible bodyguards. With that, thank you players for playing, thank you watchers for watching. See you next time.